guys, Tuva here. Welcome to this video. Being it's a new year coming up, that we could do one on the basics of casting a magic circle. And a lot of people starting off, it's one of the first things that they want to do, and sometimes it can be very confusing. On the altar today I have the witch's tool, which is the availiable. In my shamanic practice, I do not really do it the same way, but I do them, and you will notice in some of my videos I have cast circles. The true shaman out in the Norse area, their place of worship as such is in nature. They have an abundance of raw nature and they will use that, and so they don't cast circles. What they do is use their voice and their drums to bring in energies. But in your own houses and bedrooms and places that you use, you need to cast a circle to enhance and to protect. You have a complete sphere. Imagine the size of an egg, a huge egg, and you're in the middle of that egg. That is what a sphere is like. So you're creating this bubble as such, this sphere of a place where you can be doing your magic, doing your calling in of entities and deities, and doing healings and all sorts of things that you can be doing. You don't want that energy escaping, and you are raising a cone of power. That cone of power needs to be contained so that whatever you're using it for will not escape. You will get the full potential of what you're doing. That is one of the main reasons. The other reason is to keep out anything you don't want. And let's face it, outside there are many negative energies, and they can just wander on in and do what they want. You don't want that. So again, the circle will keep that out. It will also make you feel that you are doing something different. If you just got up, didn't bother, just went to your altar and did what you wanted, it wouldn't feel quite as spiritual, quite as magical, as if the intent had been built up beforehand. So when I was in Coven, you would have a sacred salt bath beforehand, and that is basically consecrating your salt and your bath water, and then immersing the whole of your being within that water. And that means everywhere. So you dip your head in as well as your body. When you do this, you will feel in a totally different frame of mind, and that is half the point of doing a circle, to make your own sphere of energy. On the altar, I just make it basic, a couple of candles and a statue or two, just giving you that I'm entering a sacred place. How do you know that your circle is actually happening? How do you know that you are actually managing to do this? Well, you need to get your power, your inner power together, and you need to get it bubbling ready to create. And the way we do that is to relax, and like I do in my path workings, you need to take a deep breath in through the nose, hold it, and then out through the mouth, and you do that a few times and relax as you're doing it. And then in your mind's eye you envisage in the middle of your stomach, in the solar plexus area, which is yellow in colour. Some people see it as a small 4 equal armed cross, because that would be the quarters of the circle. And with each breath you take in, you see that grow, and as it grows it becomes brighter, and as it gets bigger you breathe in and it becomes bigger than you. And when you get to that stage, guys, that's when you open your eyes. You are ready. You have that inner energy ready to come to the surface when you want it. So basically you take your athame, and you can use a compass if you want, and I think a lot of phones have apps for that now. You need to find east. Once you've found east, you know where everything is. There is controversy over this though, guys, because a lot of people say it's not about the actual direction, it's more about the intent. So if you believe that a certain area feels like east rather than east does, then you can use it. You don't have to have your altar in the north, you can put it in the middle, you can put it in the east, wherever you want. It is a personal thing, but for those that are just learning, it is always good to do it by the book to start with. And so if you've got a compass, find out where east is. Once you've found that out, you go to the area, the middle of the circle that will be, and you point your athame, which is this, to the east, and you are now going to envisage within your stomach area a sort of bubbling feeling that will surface, a bit like if you imagine what a volcano inside would look like with that lava coming to the surface. That's how I envisage my power in the middle of my being, that golden light, that yellowy golden light bubbling and ready to go where you want to send it. So you pull it, you imagine that you're pulling that up, and it comes up, and then you make it come down your shoulder, all the way into the end of your fingers, into your athame as you hold it, and see that becoming like lava, glowing until it turns at the end to a beautiful colour blue. Now a lot of witches see this. They see their power come out of the athame, and from that point at the end, and you in your mind's eye will have different ways of doing this. With me, I see lightning coming out, and that lightning is like grid lightning, and I see it literally as I go around. It encompasses and goes above me and under me, and it's like a swishing, and it goes around like that everywhere I come until we come all the way round. That is my sphere of protection and power. That is my magical circle. Some people see it like mist growing and getting thicker and thicker, but in a like white colour, and it completely covers them. We'll find the way that suits you the best, but I found that the lightning was the best way for me, and it might be for you. So give it a go, guys. Your inner power is keeping that up, so you have to keep thinking about that. Just a quick think, is it still there? Keep it going, keep it strong. So you've got to that bit, and you need to point your athame now. You're going to see that power coming out of your athame, and as it does, you walk slowly from east round to south, then south around to west, west around to north, and then complete the circle by going back to east. And I always, to make sure, just slightly go over the line of where I started. That ensures that you have completely done the circle. So basically when you start in the east, you would say, "O thou circle," or circle of power, whatever suits you. Think about what that means. O thou circle. That's what you are creating. It's your power that's causing this to be. You are the creator of your own universe. Be thou meeting place of love, joy and truth. Well, when you think about it, you're saying, be thou a place that I can contain what I want in it, a place like if you was a churchgoer, you would go to the church, you would be entering sacred space, you'd be entering into a place where you knew what you could do, and it's the same thing. So it's be thou a meeting place of love, joy, truth, or love, nothing negative, so you don't want anything bad, so it's love, joy, the joy that you feel, the ecstasy of being in touch with deity, being in touch with your power. It's joy and truth, the truth of the universal energy, the power you have, everything, the deity, everything, it's all a mind-blowing. So the truth. And then as you come around, you'd say a shield, a shield. Now in the old days a shield kept you safe, didn't it? It was protective against the arrows, and that's what you're doing. You're protecting yourself against the negative aspects, the evil spirits, anything that you don't want within your space. So that is what it's doing. It's a shield against all wickedness and evil. And then you come round, a protection for all who stand herein. Well, it's just you, then it's a protection for me who stands herein. But if you've got more people within, then you would say for those that stand herein. And again, it speaks for itself. That is saying, please protect everything that is within my circle. And then as you come round, you would say, you bless and you're going to consecrate this circle in the name of whatever deity. Today we will just do the casting of the circle and the calling of the quarters, which will help you to be able to set up your own circle for what you want to do. I'm going to put the words below, so now you need to see it in its entirety. What I want to mention is always wear loose clothing. It helps. And of course when you're in coven, you would normally just be sky clad, or you would wear just a robe over your naked body, because you don't want to be restricted in any way, and it does help. So it makes you feel special as well, that you have a robe or your skin. You are in that sacred space, you're in that, you've shifted. And say the words, I'm going to show you how to do it. And a lot of people, when they're holding the athame, they do it with two hands. It's not necessary, guys. You can hold your elbow in. You've got the strength then. If you're holding it out, you might find your arm shakes. So you want to pull your arm in, hold your athame like that, and it is firm. And you point it and you say, and you're going to go around very slowly as you go with the words. But the intent is drawing that up from here into your athame and seeing it come out of the blade. So if you can't say the words to start with, don't worry. It's more about intent than words. The words help some people. The words don't have to be said. So don't get hung up on words. I do it because it's how I was taught, and that is the way they do it. So here we go, guys. So take a deep breath in and out through your mouth. Stabilise yourself and centre yourself, which means to hold that inner power, see it bubbling, see it coming up to the surface, see it coming down your arm, into your athame, and out the point of the end of the athame. You'll start to see a blue light appear. Sometimes it's like smoke. You go with the flow, go with what you see in your inner eye. Today I'm not seeing lightning, I'm seeing a sort of smoke, which is different, but I'll go with the flow. So here we go. So go. O thou circle, be thou a meeting place of love, joy and truth, a shield against all wickedness and evil, a rampart and a protection for all who stand herein. Wherefore do I bless thee and consecrate thee in the most powerful of names. Pointing to the ceiling, you would then say your deity. So I would say Freya, Odin, and then you take your point down. So that is the part what we do with the circle cast. The next thing that you would do would be to call in the quarters. Now, when I was training, we was taught a specific way, and I will do that way today because you can find it in books, and you will also be able to memorize those words. But once you get used to doing it, you can then use whoever you want, because it becomes a very personal way of doing it. But today I will do the way I was taught in Coven, and that is you will hold your thame pointing at the, thinking in your mind's eye of a pentacle, and that pentacle will become white lighted as you draw the shape of it, and that is because you're opening up a portal. You're opening up, and you're going to physically see that energy come in to your circle. So as you cut down with it, imagine like you're snipping with scissors and see that energy coming down. And so you point to the top of where the pentacle would be. Ye mighty Lord of the watchtower of the east, Eurus, Lord of air, I do summon, stir, and call thee up to guard this my circle and to witness this my rites. And then just bow to it, just giving reference to the fact that that energy has come through what you've cut, that portal, and they've come into your circle, and they will stand there. But if you wanted to do it with air, and you can say different words, you could say, air, I call you this day to be present at my ritual. Hail and welcome, and then you just do your pentacle and see that whirlwind come through the door. It might be easier for you. Then you come around to the south, and I would then say, ye mighty lords of the watchtower of the south, Notus, the Lord of fire, I do summon, stir, and call thee up to guard this my circle and to witness this my rites. Or you can say, welcome fire, from the south you come this day and be present at my ritual, hail and welcome. There you go. Then you come round to west, and you would then say again, you would say, ye mighty lords of the watchtower of the west, Zephyrus, Lord of water, and who summon, stir, and call thee up to guard this my circle, to witness this my rites. And again you could say, water from the west, we do summon thee this day, hail and welcome. And then you do your pentacle. Again you come around to north, and you would say, ye mighty lords of the watchtower of the north, Boris, Lord of earth, I do summon, stir, and call thee up to guard this my circle, witness this my rites. Or again you could say, north, we welcome you this day at our ritual, and we bid you hail. Again you've drawn the pentacle, and that is the quarters called. That is, once you've got that, you've got to visualise that your circle is now contained, nothing can get in, it is tight. So once you've done that, you've got to keep it going. It's not something you just do and forget about. Every now and again you look and you think, is earth still there? Is fire still there? Is the smoke still there? And I know it's a lot to take in when you first start, but after a long while of doing it, you will find that you can easily keep it going without really even thinking that's what you're doing. It becomes second nature. Then of course, once you've done that, you can do whatever it is you want to do. So what we need to do now is close the circle. So what we do, we take the athame again and we walk to the east. Now you have to point the athame into the banishing move. If you don't know what the banishing pentagram is, it is going from the bottom, go up, so it's like that. You point towards the bottom and you would say, Ye mighty lords of the watchtower of the east, Eurus, Lord of air, we do thank thee for thine attendance at this rite, and ere ye depart to your fair and airy realms, and we do bid thee hail and farewell. Now that is the traditional way. You can do it a different way. You can say, hail to air, thank you for your attendance, hail and farewell, and just do the banishing pentacle, yeah? And just see it merging away like it's going. Again, we start at the bottom and we say, Ye mighty Lord of the watchtower of the south, notice Lord of fire, we thank you for your attendance at this rite, and ere ye depart to your fair and fiery realms, hail and farewell. Now, again, you can just say, hail fire, thank you for being in attendance today, hail and farewell. And again, see it go sinking away from you, your banishing. And again, you come to the west and you would say, Ye mighty lords of the watchtower of the west, Zephyrus, Lord of water, we do thank thee for thine attendance at this rite, and ere ye depart to your fair and watery realms, we bid thee hail and farewell. Again, you can do, Ye mighty, mighty water, thank you for your attendance. We thank you that you attended, hail and farewell. And you just do your banishing pentacle, yeah? You come to the north, again, down here, and you would say, Ye mighty Lord of the watchtower of the north, we do thank thee for thine attendance at this rite, and ere ye depart to your fair and earthly realm, hail and farewell. And before you go, you say, Thank you, Odin, thank you, Freya, for your attendance at my rite this day. We bid thee hail and farewell, return to your realms with our love. And you just bow. And that is how you close the circle. But also, if you want to make doubly sure, you clap your hand. It's done. That was the quickest way that we did it. That's all we had to do, was clap our hands, and it vanishes, because when you clap your hand you are literally breaking something. And once obviously you have done that and it is broken, that is the end of your rite, and so you need to eat something and drink something. Okay guys, I hope that helped you a little bit. For those that are just starting out, it might help you. For those that have been doing it a long time, sometimes it's good to recap. Again, if I was out in the woods, I wouldn't be doing a circle as such. I would be drumming and calling in what I wanted. And it's different because nature is your protection in some ways. For all those that follow me, love from the bottom of my heart. For those who are returning, thank you. And for new subscribers, thank you so much. For those just passing through, think about subscribing, guys, because if you've enjoyed this content, you'll get notified of any new content that I might be putting up. So there I'm going to leave it. Wherever you are, whatever time of day, night or evening it may be, I wish you the best ever. House of Alang.